have some people who have inspired us in our life. You know what? It's very important to definitely have inspiration because it will really be very useful in our spiritual life. There was one godly woman who did not just inspire the people around her, but she was an inspiration for the whole world, inspiring so many Christians and, in fact, even missionaries also. Hello, everyone. This is Michelle, and in this today's episode, we are gonna see the life of one godly woman, how God used her mightily for His glorious purpose, and the things that we need to learn for our spiritual life. Let's take a look. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse number 8, the verse says as, "Also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send and who will go for us? Then I said, Here am I, send me." Now, we know what happened after Isaiah says, Send me, and how greatly God used him and how important a prophet he is in the Bible. Same way, there was this godly woman who surrendered herself three times in her life in three different phases, and God used her mightily for his glorious purposes. Her name was Amy Carmichael, and she was born in the country of Ireland. At the age of 18, there was a crisis in her family which forced her family to move from a rural area to a city place in Ireland. Now, when she comes to the city, she sees a poor woman who was working in a mill carrying a heavy load, and she had no one to help her or support her. In fact, the society rejected those kind of women. They were called as shawlies, and it it created a burden in the heart of Amy Carmichael. She decided to go and help her out. And when she comes back to her home and she prays for such women, she was really burdened about one thing. There was one verse which was going on in her mind. First Corinthians chapter 3, verse number 12 and 13. The verse says as, "Now if anyone builds on this foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will become clear, for the day will declare it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is." This was created a great impact in her heart, and she was convinced that God insisted her to go and help such poor women who are struggling. So she believed that even though she is not having any strength or any support to go and help those women, she strongly had a faith that if God told it, He would definitely meet the needs required to do that ministry. Slowly, she is able to meet so many women who are working in the mills. She shares the gospel, helps them out, and within few months, she is able to create a group of 100 women. But she had a huge problem with her. Her health was a big challenge as she suffered from neuralgia. Now, Amy Chemical had a great confusion in her heart. She was thinking, if God had given such a great desire to go and help other people, why would He not give a strength to go and help those people? And at that time, there was a great revival which broke out in the country of England and Ireland, and she goes and attends a sermon during this the convention meeting which was taking place at that time, and she hears a quote very clearly that Christian life is not giving our strength for God, but God's strength working through us. Now, this pierced the soul of Amika Michael, and she immediately goes and surrenders to God, saying that wherever God is willing to send her, she was ready to go, and that became a turning point in her life. This was the second instance where she surrenders herself to the sound of God, and from then on, her life changes completely. In the year 1893, Amy Carmichael is being sent as a missionary by a missionary society to the country of Japan, where she serves for around 15 months. Then, due to some physical challenges and some health issues, she has to come back to Ireland. And again, in the year 1895, the society sends her as missionary to the country of India. Now, in India, she lands at south part of India, where she works as a traveling evangelist for almost 5 to 6 years. But things again took a U-turn in the year 1901. There was a small kid named Preena who came to the house of Amy Carmichael asking for refuge. And Amy Carmichael gives shelter to that kid. And when she speaks to that kid, she comes to know about Devadasis and the horrors behind it. She is convinced that she had to go and help out every kid who has been under cultural pressure and under being used for wrong purposes with wrong intentions. And she knew that God had put her in that particular village to save such kids and also to give a new life to them. So, along with the help of another missionary, Amy moves to Donavu, to an old mission station. Now, This small station became into a great village, a huge village, and this was later on called as the Donaur Fellowship. The local authorities often would come in searching for the kids who had escaped and whom Amy was giving shelter, but at any cost, Amy would not give up those kids. She was threatened, her life was threatened, and sometimes even crowds gathered outside her house, uh, throwing stones at her house. But no matter what, she was convinced that God had put her that in that place, and at any cost, she would protect the life of those kids. From one kid, it grew to 12 and it grew to 70. And at one point of time, there were 100 kids. And if we see at during her whole life of ministry, she almost gave shelter for more than 1,000 children. Now, this is huge, right? But with such great things, definitely the demonic war, the spiritual warfare was true. Among all the problems which she faced, there were two things which were mainly which Amy Carmichael suffered. Number one, the financial needs and the laborers to help the 1,000 children was really a challenge. But Amy was very sure that she was not gonna ask her for help to any other people. There was one motive which Carmichael had it very clear in her mind. God's work done in God's way will never lack God's supply. This was her prime motto. So she ensured that at any cost, she's not asking help from anyone. Yes, God did help her miraculously in so many ways whenever there was a need. For example, there were times when they did not have food to feed the children, and miraculously, some people from abroad would have sent the money to go and buy food, or some people would give a gift from an unknown friend would come, and there were times even where they found bags of rice lying outside the gate where they had no clue on who came and gave the food for them to feed the kids. That's how miraculously God was taking care of their needs. Emma Carmichael ensured that every hour and every move that she took in the ministry was kept in her prayers, and she ensured it was God led and nothing was done as per her own will as or her own desire. Now, the second main problem which she faced was in 1912, cases were filed against saying that Amy Carmichael was kidnapping the children. So all the villagers they gathered together and they wanted Amy Carmichael to stop doing these activities. But Amy Carmichael, even though she did not have anyone in the legal side to support her, she was very sure that if it was God's work, definitely God will provide her and would protect her. And exactly that happened. Miraculously, no matter whatever false accusations were laid against Amy Carmichael, everything were rejected and Amy Carmichael was vindicated. And after that, she was able to do her ministry with much peace. But still, she did have one more big problem. Her health condition always remained a challenge for her. The climatic conditions of India was still continuously giving her challenge after challenge for her health. Even though all her friends called her back to Ireland to spend some years in Ireland so that she can recover and again come back to India, Amy Carmichael was very sure that at any cost she was not going to leave the children alone, and she decided to stay in India till her last breath. Now, in 1931, another big event takes place in her life. In 1931, when Amy was 60 years old, she meets with a small accident. What happens is that her ankle and her hip bone breaks, and which makes her nearly impossible to walk. So she's almost confined into a small room where she's locked up with one bed, a desk, and books and a note and pen for her to write. We might think that this might be an end of a journey of a missionary, because imagine being a missionary, not able to walk and stranded in a country with no place to go. We might think she might have retired from then on, but Emeka Michael believed the other way. She thought that this was the moment where God was truly going to use her for some greater things. And again, for the third time, she surrenders her life and says yes to Lord for the situation, and she's thankful for that. And in fact, that 20 years in that inside that particular room, God uses her not only in that village of Donaur, her works starts to spread across the globe. She writes more than 35 books, a lot of poems, a lot of letters, and so many sermons which encourages Christians and missionaries, and all these works starts to reach many Christians across the globe, and even some missionaries get inspired by reading her books. By learning the struggles which Amy Carmichael faces, it encourages so many missionaries, and even in fact, new believers also who read her books started to commit their life to go out as missionaries. That's how God gloriously used her even she was confined inside a room, and her work started to spread across the globe. Amy Carmichael was very sure that at any cost her photo should not be published anywhere because she wanted to give the glory to God. She totally believed that this was God's works, so the success must go only to God. At the age of 83, Amy Carmichael passes, and already she had told that a grave must not have her graveyard must not have a stone with any carvings on it, but instead what they do is that they just keep a bird bath on it and then just engrave her name as Amma on it. In all her days, Amy Carmichael had so many struggles with her health, and there were so many external challenges also. But among all those challenges, there was one verse which Amy Carmichael held on to very strongly. It was Psalms 145, verse number 18. The verse reads as, "The Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth." She had complete faith over this verse, and at all point, what she believed was Lord was standing beside her, and that gave her huge strength for her to face all the challenges which she faced in her life. Now, the incidents which took place in Amy Carmichael, her story is not just to admire how God mightily used Amy Carmichael, but also for us to learn that no matter whatever our weaknesses might be, no matter how weak we feel, God is ready to use us, and it is through His strength He's gonna use us for His mighty glory, for His great purposes. So, as the verse says in 2 Corinthians in chapter 12, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." The strength of God is always made perfect in our weaknesses. If it's God's will, we'll meet you in another episode of this weekly Pearl program. God bless you.